Welcome back to another tutorial of Python, and in this tutorial we are going to learn about for statement and while loop. So these are control flow elements. To learn about for loop, first we are going to actually draw some context. This is quite necessary to learn with context. Okay, so you know that this is basically if you have done C programming or C++ programming, you are almost familiar with this. This is a C++ for loop. So inside the for loop in C++, you initialize a value first, which is from where you want to start, and you say the end of the loop, and you say whether it is incremental or decremental or not. So the first part argument, which is simply says that the starting of the loop, and the second part the end of the loop, and this one whether to from starting whether it should be increasing or decreasing. So this one. So don't worry about it if you're a beginner. Don't worry. I am just giving it as a metaphor because if you already understand the for loop in other programming language, I think you might be a bit confused. But for the new people, it's gonna be much more easier. You just don't worry about this. My bad. Let's ignore this one. And right now, we are going to take a variable first word equals. You're gonna say, "Hey folks," okay? And you know what? In Python, the for loop or for statement is responsible for printing out the index in sequential. Rather than it start with any starting tag or end tag, there is no such thing. This is kind of like really long thing and hard things to understand, but in Python it makes the life easier. So to start this, it just simply say for, and we are gonna just take a value, any variable like n, and say in, another reserved word in, and this one word, and we're gonna take this word. So we are saying the for in the for loop that we are taking a value n, which is word. So we are initializing this this value to be a kind of like a carbon copy for n. So we are gonna go to the next line, and we are gonna go to the next line and into the next line, or say for this one, in this you're gonna say print n. You must have the indentation, you know that, otherwise it will be treated as another separate statement. So you must have indentation and keep it close to this one. So if you run this now, python.prac, you can see that hey folks is printed out into a single line. So what happens here? This for loop actually taking every index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah 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 blah. So it's taking those index and printing out one by one over here. You can actually see another example here. For example, we're gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and if we print this now, guess what? If we let's clear this out by clicking saying cls, and we are gonna say python prac and yeah, you see that it's printing out the value until 6. What is happening? It's saying that for n in word, print out all the value in the case of n. So you can see the value here. You can take another one, something like let's take a list. It's better so you can understand it. A, V, C, oh my god, C, oh shit, C. Okay, save it. Okay, guess what? What's gonna happen here if we print this out? This entire list, it has 3 index, 0, 1, 2, 3. So guess what? It is supposed to print out those index, right? So let's run this. and you can see that it is printing out those index A, B, C. You can do some cool stuff here with the print function to give a comma here, and you can say after printing out this, what happens? You can say simply and equals, so many things are suggesting, and equals, inside this equal you can say either slash n. That means that if you're saying slash n, it will first, after printing out every value, it will decide whether it should go to the next line or anything you want. So if I give this one instead of slash n, then see something cool happens. It is printing out the value with a hyphen here. If I give something like what should I get, plus, then see it will print out A plus B plus C. If you give the slash n, or if you don't give anything, it will treat it as slash n as well. Then it will be into like A, it prints out, and it's telling that okay, go to the next line and print out another value. So it's printing out this one and saying okay, go to the another line and prints out another value. So this is how the for loops work. All right, guys, I'm shouting a lot. Let's work with the while loop right now. Let's CLS first, or clear this screen, and we are gonna delete this one. And for while loop is something over here. Instead, you can see that while something, then do something like while I'm sick, then keep taking the medicine. It's something like that. So I'm saying that while sick, take the medicine. So I'm saying I'm taking a value, something like let's take a value n equals 50. So you know what, to declare the initialize the while loop, I'm gonna say while, and I'm gonna say the condition right now after the while, n less than 50, and I will give a colon, and I'm gonna say what's happened if this one is true. So always you are going to have the indentation and print n is less than 50, and print this out here. Make it bigger, print this out here. Okay, CLS first, and print out something like Python pracpy. It's not printing out because the value is less than 50. You have to actually take it as 49. You can see that the value is keep printing here and here. You can see it's actually keep printing. You can't see that because it's all the lines are almost same. That's one of the reason. But you know what, I'm gonna see control, press the control and C, so it will be interrupted. Do you know what, why these lines are keep printing? Because I'm saying that while this one is true, then keep printing this one over here, and is always less than 50. So the program is taking this line and keep printing until this one is true. So this will be a lifetime loop unless you are changing the value of n. So let's now take another value 1, and we are gonna say, and is, we are gonna print this value doing something like this, put a comma and n less than 50. If you are doing this and less than 50, then it should still print out unlimitedly, right? I mean lifetime. After every loop happens, I want to change this value 1 by 1. So to do this, you just say n plus equals 1. So if you're saying this n plus equals 1, what will happen that, or you can simply say this as well, n equals to n plus 1. So this means that after every loop, this and the value of n will be increased by 1, or you can simply give the plus equals to 1, which I have done before. So I, for better understanding, I'm gonna give it n plus 1. So what is happening here? First one, it will take the n value and 1, and it will check this one, and it will be true, and it will print this out 1, and it will go to the next line and say n equals to 1 plus 1 equals to 2. So the value of n is changed into 2, and it will go again over here, and it will then print this out. So it say n is 2, then it will come to this line and say that n equals to 2 plus 1. So the value is keep increasing because of this line, and after a certain time the value won't be 50 anymore. It will be it will be more than 50. So the condition will be false, and our condition will be stopped there. Let's run this. If you run this, you can see that our value is printed from 1 until 49. It should be 49. Where is it? Yeah, you can see that it's printed out until 49. So it's happening. So yeah, this is how you actually control the while loop. You don't give an unlimited or lifetime while loop, because this is a bad practice. If you're just opening up your while loop but you're not increasing or decreasing any value, so that the condition is false at a certain time, so it's gonna be really bad practice. So always you have to end the loop by not matching the condition. So this is how the while loop works. You can try by your own self. If you have any question, comment in the comment section. See you into the next tutorial.